Hey there, are you thinking about moving to Charlottesville, but wondering if there's something a little more peaceful, a little more spacious, something that feels like a countryside escape without actually having to be out in the sticks? Well, today we're heading just a few miles northwest to a place that locals love, but honestly, most newcomers have never heard of: Earlysville. It's not quite Charlottesville, but it's close enough to call it home, and really it is considered Charlottesville, and most of these have Charlottesville zip codes. And I think most of you are going to love it. Come on, let's go. So Earlysville is an unincorporated community in Albemarle County. It's about 15 minutes from downtown Charlottesville or the main UVA grounds. You'll find long, winding roads, mountain views, quiet neighborhoods, and homes with some serious breathing room. I want you to think country roads with luxury homes tucked into established tree lines and small farms with chickens and wildflower gardens. People often ask me, Pam, do you feel isolated out in Earlysville? Honestly, not at all. I'm in Earlysville all the time, and it's just a quick hop into town. It's Charlottesville adjacent living without the density or the noise. Okay, so we just pulled up to the first house I wanted you to see. Now we're gonna pop into two different houses just to give you an idea. So this one, honestly, just off the main road. Couple things about that, not necessarily good or bad. So here's some of the good things. It would be great to be this close to the main road because in case of bad inclement weather, then you actually are more likely that the road is going to be cleared, so you have easier access because it is considered a main road. Not a major road, but a main road. But then you also, honestly, you have the full buffer. Look at this. So you really don't see, there's the road, but look at all this. This is what you get in Earlysville. Because again, your money is gonna go further as far as, look at all this mature growth. Look at these gorgeous trees. Lovely little brick rancher on a basement. Isn't this pretty? All right, let's go in and I'll tell you about it. Okay, so let's talk about real estate because that is something I absolutely know a lot about, and especially in this area. I've had dear friends in this area since growing up. Many homes in Earlysville are going to sit on at least an acre because again, it was just considered a rural area. So the house I am currently at right now sits on 2 acres. And I'm trying to get us in so that we can take a quick peek and you can see. But some houses are going to sit on just a little less. Yes, you're going to have your houses that sit on a 1/4 of an acre, but on average, most houses sit on at least an acre. This case in point, this one sits on 2 acres, and I'm going to take us to another one that actually sits on over 10 acres. You are going to see everything from classic brick ranchers, which is exactly what this house is, all the way up to mid-century moderns and sprawling mansions. So you're gonna have a good variety. Prices, well, realistically, you're looking starting in about the mid 400,000s, all the way up to multiple millions of dollars. Now, the ones, when I pulled up in the MLS currently that are active, there are just, I believe it was 8 or 9, and they started at $450 and actually went up to over $2 million. So again, you see the good variety. You see this really cute brick rancher behind me. So some of the neighborhoods I want you to know about are going to be places like Frays Grant, Walnut Hill, Indian Springs, and there's just others because like this sweet little house, it is a standalone. This is not in a neighborhood. This is truly just a one-off off the main road, but it sits on 2 full acres. And actually, let me tell you a little bit about it. It sits on 2 full acres. It has 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. This was actually built in 1980. So in the scheme of things, this is actually a not new construction, but this is going to be a newer construction. Look at that lovely front porch. Isn't that gorgeous? You know you're going to be sitting on that, taking in. And again, look at this mature growth. Look at the love, love, love. So these are the kind of options that you're going to find when living in Earlysville. So a funny story, I actually helped a couple from DC buy a sweet home with 3 acres and a wraparound porch. The big thing they wanted was nature, but they didn't want isolation. Now they're frickin' throwing backyard bonfire parties for neighbors, and they still work remote with great internet. That's the kind of lifestyle Earlysville makes possible. Your Charlottesville journey starts here. We gotta chat. I'm gonna try to get us into this house. Look at this lovely screened in back patio. Look at this. This is wonderful. Look at all this privacy. This is fabulous. Okay, well, going in this house is not on our list today because the keys are not working. Now here's the other thing I'm going to say about that. In this case, this house is actually being listed, not my listing. This house is actually being listed by a real estate agent, not even in our MLS. Meaning they don't even know the area, they don't have skin in the game, they don't own the house. Literally, they have the listing. But now what I'm gonna have to do is get in the car and be like, so, wasn't able to show your house because none of your keys work. There were 3 keys in the box. And I've walked around and tried every single door. They've got some stuff that they need to take care of in this yard that I know they don't know about. And so this is why it's really important that you're working with a local realtor and you know that selling your property is in good hands. All right, well, let's try to go see the next one. Come on. Okay, so the one house we couldn't get into, that one was $832,000. So that one was a 1980, just including unfinished square footage, just over 5,100 square feet. So a good size house, as you saw, has the upper level, had a lower level basement, beautiful screened in porch. Now, here we are, house 2. I'm going to turn you around. So again, this is another really sweet brick rancher. Now here's what I want you to see. This one is actually on 13.6 9 acres. Built in 1972. It is 2,600 square feet on the main level. You can see it's substantial. And then it is another over 2,000 feet on a full basement. 1,100 square feet of which is finished. That gives you a grand total of over 5,700 square feet. How's that divided? 5 bedrooms. 5. Yeah, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. So if you don't have room to sprawl on over 13 acres, I don't know what we're going to do with you. We're going to have to buy a side of the mountain and just build your house there. So, but here's what I want you to see. Look over. I'm going to turn you around. This is Earlysville. Do you see those mountain views? Do you hear those birds chirping? And when I pulled up, there was a mama deer and her twin fawns running around in the backyard. So again, it feels very, very magical in Earlysville. All right, let's see if we can't get in so I can run you through. Let's go. Well, today is not our day for seeing a couple of houses in Earlysville. I've spent the last good bit trying to get in via the lockbox, and it is jammed shut, so we're not going to be able to get in. Again, if you know you're coming to the area and you want to check out, then reach out and we will definitely set some things up. This home sits on 13.69 of an acre, built in 1972, and it is a lovely all brick ranch with a full basement with total square footage over 5,700 square feet. I'm telling you, it's a little bit big for me, but I know somebody out there is needing 5 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. Not my listing, but I am more than happy because just because it's not my listing, it actually is better because it means I can work with you. If this is something that you're like, oh my God, I want that, I want that, I want those birds, I want the deer, I want that road, I want that driveway, I want those mountain views, then your girl Pam can actually work with you as a buyer's agent, and we don't have to worry about it because I don't do dual agency. Ooh, and before I forget it, how much is this beauty behind me? Well, it's only been on the market for about a week, and it's only $725,000. Now, I'm not saying that's a little bit of money, but again, you have all this established, the trees, the landscaping, this beautiful brick rancher, beautiful screened-in porch, a family of deer living in your backyard. I mean, come on, let's face it, $725,000. This will put you on a well and a septic tank, but guess what? You have fiber internet. So that's what I'm saying. You get the best of both worlds. All right, well, I'm going to jump back in the car where it's air conditioned and we'll head off and talk a little bit more. Come on, let's go. So what is the vibe in Earlysville? Well, I want you to think peaceful, intentional, neighborly. It's the kind of place where you will wave at the same jogger every single day, say as you're heading to work, and they wave back, but you two have no idea and don't know each other. It's where your neighbors will have a bunch of fancy chickens or regular chickens, but you know those really fancy ones that are all floofy and stuff. But then your neighbors are on Zoom calls to New York in the afternoon. It's that kind of a place. It's not trendy. It is not flashy. It's solid and grounded and quietly beautiful. The roads just meander. There's no shopping per se. All of that, you're going to be coming into the Charlottesville area for that. Again, not that far away. You're just down the road from Cho Airport and Hollymead Town Station. So really, you've got everything you want in those two things right there. It's If you love stargazing, gardening, or just sitting on the front porch with a cup of coffee during an early morning rain, you're gonna feel right at home. And this, honestly, is why you need to subscribe, because you don't want to miss. Earlysville is not going to be right for everybody. Actually, it's going to be completely wrong for many people. But this is why you want to subscribe, because let's face it, 10, 20 minutes with me sure as beats the heck out of, say, spending hours or days or a lot of money on a mistake in Earlysville. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so I know what you're probably thinking and wondering. Pam, is this actually too far out? Nope. Honestly, Earlysville Road, or Route 743, gets you into Charlottesville in, like, again, 15, maybe 20 minutes, depending on where exactly you are located out in Earlysville. UVA Hospital, you're looking at about 20 minutes. Barracks Road Shopping Center, maybe 15. Charlottesville Airport, Cho, my favorite. Well, honestly, you could walk there from certain parts of Earlysville. I'm only slightly joking. Please don't walk to the Cho Airport from your house. That would just look weird, even for Charlottesville standards. Anyhow, so one client told me their commute actually got shorter than when it was in the city of Charlottesville, because they had less traffic, they had less stoplights, less congestion. Now, that may be pushing it, but again, it's what my clients wanted and it's what my clients love. Not me, not for my decision, not for my choices. Your Earlysville life doesn't have to mean sacrifices if that's what you want. You can still have acreage, you can still have convenience, you can still have lovely country roads and not lose a whole lot of anything. All right, let's keep going. So I wanted to hop out of the car. The rain is slowing down and I wanted to look at this behind me. I mean, this is the epitome of why so many people seek out Earlysville, because you just have this very natural, quiet beauty. Here it is, the clouds are lifting. You've got the vineyards over here. I mean, it really is just stunning. And people live here every day. So again, this can be part of you. What I want to talk about next is schools and services. Public schools here are part of the Albemarle County system. Most Earlysville kids will attend Broadus Wood Elementary and then move over to Journey Middle School and finally end up in Albemarle High School. The way that Earlysville lies within the county, you do need to be aware that some of Earlysville kids also are in the Western feed. So this is one of the main reasons we need to chat, because if you are hell-bent on having kids go to a certain school, then we need to make sure that we are checking that out as best possible. Obviously, things are always being tweaked. These school systems are always being adjusted. But if from the get-go, we need to try and find what is right for you. Now, there are also plenty of private schools like Tandem Friends School, Charlottesville Catholic, St. Anne's. They're not far from here at all. Medical care, well, you might be 15 or 20 minutes away from two top hospitals, UVA and Centera Martha Jefferson. And on that note, you're probably about 10 minutes to the closest emergency room. There's no need to travel all the way into town. There's one right off of 29 at Airport Road and Prophet Road. For groceries, gas, day-to-day stuff, you'll likely head to Hollymead Town Center right on 29 North. So Kohl's, Targets, Food Lion, Harris Teeter, Froyo, coffee, restaurants, whether it's grab and go or sit and enjoy. all just a few minutes away. And while I don't do rentals, I am happy to give you feedback and share some of my favorite resources if you are looking at coming into the area in the rental market. Again, you just don't need me. Everything that you see, I can see. I can see a little bit more on the MLS, and I'm always happy to do that for you, but you don't need me and you don't need to hire me for that kind of thing. All right, let's keep going. We're heading on to our next part. So hands down, Earlysville is going to be made for nature lovers. Chris Green Lake is just right around the corner, and Albemarle County Park that has it all. It is actually perfect for kayaking, hiking, and your dog can even go for a swim in the designated dog area beach, dog park area. So there are plenty of trails, wide open skies, and room to garden, to bird watch, or honestly just to host that outdoor wine night you've been dreaming of. Horse people, Earlysville has you covered. There are boarding facilities and riding trails everywhere. It's a legit equestrian undertone scene. And yet, Charlottesville nightlife, concerts, fine dining are just a short drive away. We're talking 15 to 20 minutes away, depending on where you're coming from and where you're going. You don't have to choose, and that is why you need to reach out. I have grown up. I have made questionable and not so questionable decisions for my life in and around this entire area. I've raised my family here, and honestly, as a realtor, I think this is an amazing area if it is the right fit for you. So one thing that I love most about Earlysville, it is a pet paradise. Big yards, there are trails, there are chickens, goats, horses, and even pigs if you're into that. And just so you know, you don't always have to own. If you need to get rid of something or somebody, just call me. I know where all the good pig farms are. Just kidding. Anyways, if you're into wanting the chickens and the goats, then yes, we can find you the right place to be. Now, I do have a lot of clients who very much so think, oh, I'm on an acre, I'm on 2 acres, I'm on 3 acres, I'm gonna have 2 or 3 horses. No. I mean, we have to make sure that we are aware of what it is that you are looking for so that we can find the best area and acreage for it, because you can't just have an acre out in the middle of Earlysville and plan to put like 3 or 4 horses on it. Just not good for the horses, and probably not very good for your neighbors or for you. It's not unusual to have a fenced acre or 2 for your dogs to roam. And one of the best veterinarians is right here. Honestly, it's called Earlysville Vet. And yes, I've had experience with them as well. So again, I only speak to what I know, but that's why I'm trying to pass my knowledge on to you. You still have Albemarle County leash laws out here because again, Earlysville is part of Albemarle County. But good fences, respectful neighbors, that is going to be your daily. That is not going to be the one-off. You're not going to have roaming herds and packs of dogs terrorizing your house, your dogs, and things like that. So again, it's a very, very nice, grown, established area. So if your babies need room to zoom, we are in the right place in Earlysville. All right, so I am heading back to the office. I need to meet up with some clients. I have a couple Zoom calls for folks who have reached out, and that's why you need to reach out, text, email, call me. Shout out. My week started, I got to meet some clients for the first time physically as we were closing on their property. Johnny and Steve, absolutely amazing. They came from Hawaii, and we have found an amazing 240 Mountain View property on several acres. And I am so excited and so happy for them, and can't wait to be sitting on their new deck and enjoying some wines from the local vineyards. But anyways, let's talk about pros, cons, and because again, you know I'm not going to lie to you about this. It doesn't help me at all to sugarcoat or smooth anything. I'm not the Chamber of Commerce. I have no filter. I'm very, very sorry. I've hit that time in my life where there's no reason for me to lie to you. This is why I get in trouble, honestly, because I'm a little too honest, but I don't want you to make a crap decision, because time is money and money is money. So pros and cons. Pro, who is Earlysville good for? Gorgeous views. Hello, we've seen some of that. Peace and privacy. You want peace and privacy? You don't like people? Earlysville might be a really, really good point. Traditionally larger lots. They don't have to be larger lots, but there are a lot of larger lots. And the proximity to town. Hello. It's going to take me less than 15. It's going to take me just shy of 15 minutes to get from where I am right now in the middle of Earlysville to my office. Now, who is Earlysville not good for? Cons. There is no walkability, not really. I know I made a tongue-in-cheek about walking to the airport. Please do not do that. That would just be ridiculous, and I was just being very tongue-in-cheek. Some of the neighborhoods, like Walnut Hills, yes, they have gorgeous, lovely walkways, pathways, very, very safe to walk. But in general, Earlysville is not going to be where you think of or want to move if you want walkability. You're going to need a car. There are no CAT, Charlottesville Albemarle Transit bus stops out here. And if they are, they're probably over near the shopping area on the edge of Earlysville. So you're going to need a car here. This is not transit friendly that you can, you can Uber, you can Lyft. Yes, we have those. But in general, you're going to need a car or two. Many of these are going to be older homes. You're going to need to plan on doing updates. Even at $700,000 and $700,000. You're going to need to plan on doing some updates. It's more the fact that you can get over 13 acres with a brick, well-constructed home in the 700s, but it's on a well and it's on a septic tank. So those are going to be maintenance things that you need to take in mind. Honestly, one buyer that I helped out here loved the peace and the views, but she realized she really missed walking to cafes and to restaurants and to shopping. So we pivoted to a home closer to town. And that's okay. Earlysville is not for everyone. But for the right buyer, it's going to be a dream location. All right, I'm going to keep going on to the office. So we talked about the pros and cons, but I want to talk about who it would be a really, really good fit for. All right, so who is Earlysville right for? It's gonna be a good fit if you work from home, because like I said, you can have fiber internet out here without an issue. If you love nature and you want space without total isolation, or honestly, maybe you're just moving here to retire, so you don't even have to worry about that daily grind in driving to and from. It might not be right if you need that nightlife. The best of the nightlife in Earlysville is probably going to be bingo at the Episcopal Church or a farmer's market but that's not going to be during the night. That's going to be during the day. If you hate driving, Earlysville is not going to be right for you. Like I said, it is a car-dependent area. And if you want the sidewalks, the coffee shops, and the foot traffic, Earlysville is not going to be the right fit for you. All right, what's next? Let's keep talking. Also, if you're looking at traveling to the Charlottesville area, say you're interviewing for a position at the University of Virginia, house hunting, that kind of thing, please reach out to me first. I can help you plan your visit, not the university part, because I can guarantee you the university has that all with a fine-tooth comb. But I can actually help you see the true different areas that we've talked about in the videos, that you've seen and you've driven with me and seen and walked and all of that. And we can see the areas that best match the lifestyle that you're looking for. Your Charlottesville journey honestly starts here, so let's chat. Email me. We can schedule a Zoom so we can meet and see how I can best help you with your next adventure. All right, moving on, let's wrap it up. Well, I just jumped back in the car because it is now 4 billion% humidity at this time of the day. So I'm gonna let you go. I need to run in. I actually have a Zoom meeting with a new client and I'm so excited to talk to her. Now, so let's wrap this up. Is Earlysville technically Charlottesville? No, it's not. But it does offer a lot better lifestyle for a lot of people. Absolutely, hands down. It is located within Albemarle County, where most zip codes actually reflect a Charlottesville address. Earlysville does have a zip code, so you may have an Earlysville zip code or a Charlottesville zip code. I'm Pam. I have grown up here. I have raised my family. I've gotten married here. So I've been here and I've seen all the changes. And if you are thinking about Charlottesville, I would love for you to give me a call, text, or an email. I'll help you figure out if Earlysville or somewhere else around the Charlottesville area is your perfect fit. Don't forget, I would love, love, love for you to like this video and subscribe for more Charlottesville lifestyle tips, small town investigation, neighborhood deep dives, all of that. I try to cover what is asked for. So if you have a request, drop it down below. I really do read the comments. I try to respond. We are just getting through this crazy spring market, so I have not been as good, but I try to jump on it as much and as best as I can. And check out the rest of my channel. I do deep dives into places like Crozet, Ivy, even downtown neighborhoods, Belmont, because moving here isn't just going to be about the houses. It's about finding your place, your community, your next adventure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Make it a great day. Bye.